Assalamu alaikum. Today I would like to talk about data communication network basics. This is chapter 1 from HCIA Datacom certificate training. Communication has always been with us ever since the origin of human society. The communication mentioned in this module refers to communication implemented through a data communication network. This course describes the concepts related to communication and data communication network, information transfer process, network devices, and their functions, network types, and typical networking. In addition, this course or module briefly introduces the concepts related to network engineering and network engineers. Objectives: on completion of this course, you will be able to understand the concepts related to communication and data communication network, be able to describe the information transfer process, differentiate network devices of different types and understand their basic functions, understand different network types and topology types, understand the concepts related to network engineering and network engineers. In this slide, I will talk about Huawei device icons. First, general router and general switch. This is icon for general switch, core switch, aggregation switch, access switch, stacked switches, firewall, general network management station, access point, base station, general server cluster, FTP server, authentication server, BN user, enterprise network users, enterprise business trip access controller, Wi-Fi signals, internet, network cloud 1 and network cloud 2, IP telephony, PC, bed, mobile phone and laptop. First section, communication and networks. Concept of network communication. Communication refers to information transfer and exchange between people and things, and between things through a certain medium and behavior. Network communication refers to communication between terminal devices through a computer network. I will talk about examples of network communication. First example, files are transferred between two computers through a network cable. In this example, two computers connected with a network cable form the simplest network. Second example, files are transferred among multiple computers through a router. A small network consists of a router or switch and multiple computers. In such a network, files can be transferred between every two computers through the router or switch. Third example, a computer downloads files through the internet. To download file from a website, a computer must first access the internet. Information transfer process. I would like to talk about virtual information transfer is similar to real object transfer. In the first example, comparison between express delivery, object transfer, and network communication. Object is to be delivered by express delivery. The application generates the information or data to be delivered. The objects are packaged and attached with a delivery form containing the name and address of the destination. The application backs the data into the original data payload and adds the header and tail to form a packet. The important information in the packet is address information of the receiver or destination. That is the destination address. The process of adding some new information segments to an information unit to form a new information unit is called encapsulation. The package is sent to the distribution center where packages are sorted based on the destination address and the packages destined for the same city are placed on the same plane. The packet reaches to the gateway through the network cable. After receiving the packet, the gateway decapsulates the packet, reads the destination address, and then re-encapsulates the packet. Then the gateway sends the packet to a router based on the destination address. After being transmitted through the gateway, the packet leaves the local network and enters the internet for transmission. The network cable functions similarly as the highway. The network cable is the medium for information transfer. This is all about information transfer process. Common terms: data payload, information conveyed, packet data unit switched and transmitted on the network, header information segment added before the data payload, tail information segments added after the data payload, encapsulation process of adding header and tail to a data payload to form a new packet, decapsulation process removing header and tail from a packet to obtain the data payload, gateway network device that provides functions such as protocol conversion, route selection, and data exchange. Router network device that selects a forwarding path for packets. Terminal device in the device of data communication system used as a sender or receiver data. Concepts of data communication network. Data communication network, it's a communication network that consists of routers, switches, firewall, access controllers, access points, PCs, network printers, and servers function to implement data communication. We have Office Area 1, Office Area 2, Office Area 3. This connected through core switches, then core switches, edge firewalls connected to ISP or internet. Switches. Switch, a device closest to end users used to access the network and switch data frames. Network access of terminals such as PCs and servers, layer 2 switch. All devices connected to switch at broadcast domain and multiple of collision domains. Every interface considered as collision domain. Router network layer device that forwards data packets on the internet based on destination address in the received packet. A router selects a path to send the packet to the next router or destination. The last router on the path is responsible for sending the packet to the destination host. Functions of the router: implementing communication between networks of the same type or different types, isolating broadcast domains, maintaining the routing table and running routing protocols, selecting routes and forwarding IP packets, implementing WAN access and network address translation, connecting layer 2 networks established through switches. We have router connected to two switches, every switch for broadcast domain and multiple collision domains. We see broadcast domain A, broadcast domain B. This means router divide network to multiple broadcast domains such as broadcast domain A and broadcast domain B. Firewalls. Firewall, a network security device used to ensure secure communication between two networks. It monitors, restricts, modifies data flow passing through it to shield information, structure, and running status of internal networks from the public network. Functions of firewalls: isolating networks of different security levels. Every zone connected to firewall has security level such as trusted zone 85 security level can be modified. Implementing access control using security policies between networks and of different security levels, implementing user identity authentication, implementing remote access, supporting data encryption and VPN services, implementing network address translation. Last one, implementing other security functions such as URL filtering, IPS intrusion prevention system, and other features that a firewall implement. Wireless devices. Wireless devices, you can see we have two devices such as FAT access point and FIT access point. FIT access point work dependently on access controller and FAT access point independent. That can we configure FAT access point separately without need to use access control. Section number 2, network types and topology types. LAN, MAN, and WAN. Based on geographical coverage, networks can be classified into local area network, metropolitan area network, and wide area network. LAN is a network consists of computers, servers, and network devices in a small geographic area. Typical LANs include a company office, a cyber bar network, a home network. MAN, Metropolitan Area Network, is a computer communication network established within city. Typical MANs include broadband MANs, education MANs, and e-government private lines. WAN, Wide Area Network. A WAN generally covers a large geographical area ranging from tens of square kilometers to thousands of square kilometers. It can connect networks of multiple cities or even networks of countries, providing long-distance communication. It's typically Internet, the typical WAN, Wide Area Network. You can see this topology represent LAN, MAN, and WAN. We have LAN of the college or university, you can see, and connected to each other, college number 1 and college number 2, connected to each other through MAN, Metropolitan Area Network, and this is colleges or universities connected to each other through WAN, Wide Area Network. Network topologies. A network topology is structured layout presented using transmission media such as twisted pair and optical fibers to interconnect various devices such as computer terminals, routers, and switches. Network topology is used to describe physical or logical structure of the network in the network engineering field and is a very important network concept. Network topology types. Network topologies are classified into star, bus, ring, tree, full mesh, and partial mesh network topologies. Star network topology, we have central device connected to other nodes. Bus network topology, shared media connected to nodes. Ring network topology, token ring topology. Tree network topology, you can see that's represent tree. Full mesh network topology, every device connected to another devices through a cable, that's expensive. Partial mesh network topology, you can see some nodes connected to each other and some nodes not. Combined network topology, you can combine these topologies to form a combined network topology. Last section, network engineering and network engineers. Network engineering refers to planning and designing a feasible solution based on network application requirements and computer network system standards, specifications, and technologies under the guidance of information system engineering method and complete organizations, as well as integrating computer network hardware devices, software, and technologies to form a cost-effective network system that meets user requirements. You can see technical modules covered by network engineering, such as application, storage, security calculations, wireless routing, switching, equipment room, media, and so on. Network engineers are technology professionals who master professional network technologies, have a professional skills, professionalism, and project implementation experience in network engineering field, and are able to fully communicate with customers and other project stakeholders on site. In addition, they can develop implementation solutions and project plans recognized by project stakeholders based on customer requirements and environment factors, fully mobilize resources of all parties to ensure timely and high quality project implementation, and provide training for stakeholders and deliver engineering documents after the project is implemented. Comprehensive capability models of network engineers: professional knowledge, process specification, industry knowledge, engineering knowledge, product knowledge, technical knowledge. Basic qualifications, basic etiquette, values, service awareness, information collection, learning competency. Professional skills such as team collaboration, business management, presentation capability, problem solving, communication capability. Network engineers technology development path. You can see what is routing and switching, how to perform, verify, and query OSPF configuration, for example. Protocol mechanism, open shortest path first connection establishment process, detailed working process of the spanning tree protocol, packet and underlying mechanisms, underlying working mechanism of protocols and packet details, overall capabilities, solution design, network planning, implementation, troubleshooting, and optimization. Huawei certification injects some certificates to support talents, such as certification exam. Certification exam focuses on ICT infrastructure, cultivates architectural talent in all ICT fields, providing talent with career development paths, facilitating enterprise innovation and transformation, that provide authorization certificates for ICT talents. The ICT talent certification helps ensure project delivery quality, and improve customer satisfaction. Huawei certification portfolio. Huawei certification covers all ICT fields and committed to providing a leading talent cultivation, architecture, and certification standards. Through this portfolio, you can see Datacom under ICT infrastructure certificate. Huawei Datacom certification portfolio. Huawei offers uh, offers certificates of Datacom in some levels: HCIA associate level, professional level, and expert level. HCIA Datacom network engineers with basic Datacom theory and skills. HCIA Datacom engineers for cross-field solution planning and design or single-field planning and deployment. HCIA Datacom expert level, solid theoretical foundation and deployment capabilities for cross-field solution. Last section, quiz. Which of the following type of network topology has the highest reliability? You can see in slides. You can use full mesh network topology, as every node connected to another nodes through a cable. Full mesh high reliability network topology. Summary. This section describes the concepts of network communication and data communication network. The basic function of the data communication network is to implement network communication. This module also introduces various network devices, the differences between LAN, MAN, and WAN, and various network topologies. In actual networking, multiple topologies are combined according to the requirements of multiple parties. This module also describes the network engineering and the network engineers and introduces Huawei Datacom certification system. At the end, thank you. See you in the next chapter.